Hello! Today I want to talk to you about offhand options. Now, first off, context. What's going in your main hand? Probably the Mistwalker, right? Frost damage, sword, it's got cleave, it slows enemies down, Seekers don't resist frost, wet enemies, which there will be some in the Mistlands because A, it's semi-aquatic, and then B, there's the wet pits in the infested mines where Seekers get wet. All sorts of situations where the Mistwalker just crushes it. That's your best one-hander in the game right now. It is just incredible. It's got the control and the DPS. It crushes it. Woo! It's good. So good. It's so good right now. So considering that you have proactive control in your main hand, let's take a look at the offhands. So, best offhands, I'm going to tell you right now the three of them. Carapace Buckler, Serpent Scale Shield, and nothing at all. Now, Carapace Shield, why not the Carapace Shield? That's a beautiful all-rounder. Well, quite frankly, Carapace Buckler right now, it's just got better parry block armor, and you can also just train up your block levels to the point where, while blocking, you will have enough block armor to deal with whatever problems that you would want with the Carapace Shield. It's not really a thing that is terribly relevant. Bucklers have pretty much always outclassed round shields in this game outside of like maybe doing a challenge run. But even then, when you're doing a challenge run, I do recommend getting around a Grey Dwarf nest or maybe making a Grey Dwarf nest pit and grinding up your block levels. It'll help you out immensely for survival if you're playing a super defensive style. Yeah, that's just use a buckler. It's so good. The parry, ooh, the parry. But parry isn't everything. It's not everything. Let's look at the Serpent Scale Shield. I made a whole video about this because it has a sleeper mechanic where the body layer, your armor and resistances that you have on your body, let's say root harness and or bone mass, they don't stack. Body layer stuff doesn't stack. But then you have your shield layer as a defense as well. And it's the same thing with calculating damage. Normally, like you're blocking something, it takes into account shield and then your body defenses. Well, that's the same thing with pierce resistance. So if you have the root harness or bone mass that gives pierce res, and you're holding the Serpent Scale Shield up, which also gives pierce res, they will stack. And it is glorious because a lot of these 2-star Seekers and nasty mobs, especially like the Queen, she's got a couple of piercing attacks. Ooh! The Serpent Scale Shield is really good. Reduce the damage way down. I'm talking like 1.2 or 0.2 damage. I got a double hit from the Queen's Piercing Slam. Blocked it with Serpent Scale Shield. I had a total of 50 armor. You want to know how much damage those 2 hits dealt through the shield? 0.5 and then another 0.5 for a total of 1 damage. That's it. That's all it is. And so even though it has this sort of very like high for a relatively medium shield movement speed reduction at 15%, even then, what you're going to be doing is using it to maneuver. You can even take it off, go to your third option, which is nothing at all, so that you can run around without any move speed reduction, using your Mistwalker as just DPS. Speed, stamina efficiency, more stamina to attack. You can roll through Queen slashing attacks or Seeker's double slam overhead attack. That's blunt damage, so you want to dodge that or avoid that. You could just keep the Serpent Scale Shield up and rotate around, strafe around the sides of Seekers. They have very linear attack patterns, so it's very good to do that. And then get your counter attack with the Mistwalker. But taking the shield off, or even swapping the shield to Carapace Buckler is always a great option. So those 3 options right there, those are your best. I mean, let's even compare here. Like, look at the block armor, parry block armor. And then we look at the Carapace Shield quality 2, same sort of thing. Block armor is higher, but again, you can get to these levels, and then you have everything covered. And the parry block armor is so much less than the Carapace Buckler. It is just not as good in these situations. So, if you're stuck in a situation where like Seeker Soldier is like pinning you, there's Seekers behind it, pushing it into you against a wall, you gotta parry in that situation. You can't just have Serpent Scale Shield because the Seeker Soldier doesn't deal pierce damage. And you can't just have nothing out because you're not really mobile, you're not moving. There's a Seeker Soldier pinning you into a wall. There's your Carapace Buckler situation right there. That thing has brought me to victory many times. Of course, going into the Mistlands, you'll have your Frostner, so everything still applies. Frostner just doesn't have the cleave that the Mistwalker has, and it has a little less damage overall, especially considering the cleave aspect. Less DPS in multiple mob scenarios. Oh man, Mistwalker. Ooh, Mistwalker. That's the thing. I also want to mention one other thing. Dverger Lantern. Hey, this isn't, mechanically combat viable, but exploring past biomes and exploring in style. Ooh, you're exploring in style. Now, the light that this gives off will attract enemies to you, but I think that's fine. It's kind of what you want when you're exploring past biomes. You're trying to test out weapons, trying to level them up. Maybe you want to see how good your Mistwalker is, or whatever one-hander that you want to test out. Oh yeah, Dverger Lantern in your offhand. It looks gorgeous, and I cannot get enough of it. It looks beautiful. However, we are entering the realm of personal taste now with the beauty talks, and there is a huge argument to be made about the beauty of Serpent Scale Shield, even Carapace Buckler. Particularly also, Carapace Shield looks gorgeous. Like, this is beautiful. Like, I kind of wish this was better. Maybe it had some sort of resistance, like a weird resistance on it. Maybe if this had like fire resistance, ooh, maybe some sort of special ingredient went into the recipe that made it have fire resistance. That way you have like body resistance from a potion or full Fenris with the Fenris blessing, and then you have Carapace Shield on top. That would be a legitimately amazing option. Right now, at the moment, it's just kind of outclassed. I understand if you don't want to do any blocking grinding, go ahead. Go use your Carapace Shield, make the most of it in these situations where maybe you want to be blocking instead of parrying. Kind of few and far between, except in co-op, they're a lot more frequent. So in co-op, you want to be blocking certain areas if you're taking the front. Let's say if you have a hell mine with a bunch of soldiers out in front, oh yes, you probably want to be holding that line, keeping the block up, maybe double HP food. Just keep that block armor high. Yeah, that would be a nice situation, and I've encountered it before with a friend of mine running the same exact setup. So not bad there. But solo, and if you want to do actual like block level grinding, still Carapace Buckler, that's your thing. Going back to now how beautiful some of these things look. I mean, look at this gorgeous thing. I haven't really made Carapace Shield on my characters because I actually prefer the way the Serpent Scale Shield looks. Still, kite shields, I love them. I love them in Dark Souls 3 with the Ethereal Oak Shield. I love all of that. Now let's get into game here. I want to show you guys. I know, black screen. Yes. This is just OBS doing its thing. Any second now. There we go. It's just running in circles, waiting for it to happen. Look at this. Look at this setup. Look. Fenris, Root Harness. I've got my resistances covered. I've got speed. I can do Mistwalker by itself. It looks beautiful. Look at that. And all that effectiveness as well. I'm looking good. I'm styling on enemies well. Oh yes, beautiful. And you just are. Look at how gorgeous that is. That is beautiful. Look at that. And then of course I have my hotbar set up so that it's a sword sandwich so that I can pull out the Carapace Buckler whenever I want. Look at that. That is cool. That's so cool. Let's climb to the top to get better visibility. Look at the way the glow works together. Ooh, it looks so nice. That looks so nice. Oh, not at the... Oh, I don't think I'm at the top yet. Nope. Gotta go one past Yag to the crystal. Here we go. Yeah, now I can show off aesthetics. Look at the way the Mistwalker almost pierces the Carapace Buckler's like skull. Like, look at that. That looks so cool. Really cool aesthetic there. Let's get an even better vantage point of that. Gorgeous. And we have Serpent Scale Shield. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, the aesthetics there, that's really the reason why I haven't made the Carapace shield. That is just beautiful. And I love the way the green matches the green of the root harness. We've got green, green, even if they're different shades, different tones, they look great together. Especially the lighting with the feather cape, how it looks almost green with it. That is beautiful. And now, of course, finally, the most aesthetic thing in my opinion. Mistwalker plus Lantern. Oh, look at the combo. We put it away. Double glow. That is gorgeous. Just love it. So, yeah, let's go. Second favorite, the most combat-ready looking thing. Oh, yeah. I could gush about these aesthetics for forever, but I won't do that because the video is starting to drag on with this aesthetic section. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've learned something maybe. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye!